Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about a couple different behaviors that kind of sit in the shadow side of people. Now this can manifest in your relationships in life, it can manifest at work, it can manifest in a lot of different ways. And one of the first topics that I wanted to touch on today was deflecting attention and why people deflect attention or why you would deflect attention. So one of the things, at least for myself, I'm gonna speak on, myself because that's how I know. So the reason I have found for myself that I deflect attention is because when you shine your light or when you are your authentic self, a lot of the times this can bring up uncomfortable and negative feelings in other people. When you show your authenticity or you're comfortable in your skin, sometimes that makes other people uncomfortable because maybe they are not. So this can leave you kind of feeling tense around some people, or you might feel like a little sting of like jealousy or competition from other people. And then a lot of the times you just kind of pass this up as, oh, well, that's nothing, or, it's probably just me, or maybe I'm just egotistical, or whatever the case is. But like I talked about in a couple other of my videos, trust your feelings, trust yourself. Now, this doesn't mean that the people who are feeling this way towards you are bad people. It just means that sometimes when you shine your light for others to see, it brings attention to things that they don't want to look at, right? So a lot of lower vibrational things like jealousy or competition. Um, It could be a lot of different things actually, but all I can think of right now is jealousy and competition. Because it's just something that I have kind of felt myself. So it leads me to kind of, direct people's attention in other places because it makes me uncomfortable, right? Which I'm sure for a lot of you it probably makes you uncomfortable too. So you play it small, and that brings me to my second point. I want to talk about something that I learned in in one of these shadow books that I was reading, and it's called Making a Faustian Bargain. I don't know if you guys have heard the story before, but Faustian and Mephisto is the devil, and it's a German folklore actually. So what happens is Faustian wants he wants power, he wants money, he wants all of these things like on the earthly plane that don't really like mean anything for the soul, but he makes a bargain with the devil to sell his soul for all of those types of things. Now, what I have noticed is in terms of selling your soul and playing it small, bringing it back to my last point, is when you betray yourself, when you betray your thoughts, your feelings, the things that you want to do in your life or the things that you're proud of in your life, when you play it small so that people won't take notice, so you don't have to feel those uncomfortable feelings, essentially what you're doing is you're making a Faustian bargain. You are making a deal with the devil, essentially, right? Even though this is something that's unconsciously done, we don't realize that we're doing it, but you are doing it. Um, Another place that this can show up is in relationships. So, like, um, sorry guys, I had to just take a little break. Um, One of the things that you will strike a bargain or sell your soul to the devil, for example, is in relationships. So what happens is you self-sacrifice, right? You self-sacrifice to keep things rolling along. You keep yourself small, to keep things nice and calm. But the problem with that is that the more that you betray yourself, the more that other person is going to mirror that same behavior back to you. Because if you're going to betray yourself, then why wouldn't somebody else, right? So that is what the deal with the devil is that you're not realizing. So When you play it small and you self-sacrifice for somebody that you probably know is going to leave anyway, so you're selling your soul essentially just to keep them there a little bit longer than they normally would if you kind of like were yourself and acted in your authenticity, right? So what it leads to basically is the fact that that person is just going to end up leaving anyway. So what's the difference if they're going to leave sooner rather than later? And you don't have to sell your soul in order to get that little bit of extra attention or to keep somebody around or in a relationship, right? Friendship, relationship. This could be at work. It can be a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be just relationships. I have a couple of notes over here. I'm just kind of like looking at them so I can stay on track. Um, yeah, bringing that back to deflecting attention. So, sorry, the sirens. Not being true to yourself. Not being true to yourself or standing up for what you believe in forces your authenticity into the shadow. And it also forces other people's authenticity into the shadow. I know it's hard to be like a trailblazer or to be the first one to kind of like do something or to stand up for what you believe in or just be yourself unapologetically. But when you don't and you stay kind of like in this bubble or you stay in like the flock of what everybody feels comfortable and safe with, you're really doing yourself a disservice. So remember that next time, you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, well, I don't want to go and try this or I don't want to say that, because it's going to cause these ripples and all those kind of things." So just, be true to yourself. Don't feel like you have to deflect attention. So you don't have to feel those negative feelings from other people. It's going to happen anyway. And honestly, the more that you do it, like the more that you are yourself and the more you are authentic, the more that those things will start to feel, I don't want to say normal, but you'll get used to it, is what I'm trying to say. And then you'll start to find that people start to reflect back to you all of those great things. So at first, maybe people are a little bit upset about it, or, they're unsure about it, or whatever. But you'll find that you'll actually have people who want to be near you, who want to kind of like not follow in your footsteps, but they also start to want to blaze their own trail too, right? Like it gives people confidence, just to be yourself, right?